Hey everybody, it's Renee here. Happy New Year. I am coming to you today to show you a process that I'm going to be doing, and it is going to be to use just 4 different products I'm going to show you, and we are going to kind of, I guess, distress or color our pages. Very easy process, very easy products to have. First one I have is the school glue from Amazon, so I got that. It's an awesome glue. Some instant coffee, you can use any instant coffee, and that's just from the dollar store. I got mine at Dollar Tree. So I use some cinnamon sugar just for some color and a little bit of a texture, and also for the smell because it smells so yummy. And also some Distress Spray Stain, and this is the vintage photo. And I'm going to show you what I made with it. Here is the yummy goodness. It's pretty thick, and we're just going to put it on our papers to give it some aged, vintage, distressed kind of look. So let's do that now. With this, you're going to want to use some kind of a craft mat, or you can even use a disposable tablecloth or whatever you want, because normally you can just wipe this off, but because this is glue, it is going to stick or stain. So I'm going to do little by little and then just move it over to a different surface. First thing I'm going to start with, and I apologize for the shadows, I just moved into my new craft room, so I'm still working out the kinks, and a video on that will be coming up soon on my new craft room and my organization. So let's try this. I'll move this a little closer. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I like that. You could always change your consistencies. I put half of the bottle of the glue in, kind of half of everything, to be totally honest. Not so much half of the cinnamon sugar, but let's try this out and see how it works. I have to hold this down because it is glued. And then you can do the other side once it's dry. Okay, so now I'm going to do the drying process, so I'm just going to pause you. So let's try a bag. So we're going to try a bag. And the same process. And I am not going to lie, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I watch Joe's Jersey Journals, and I will put a link down below for those of you who have not seen Joe. She's awesome. She has a lot of personality, a lot of energy, and she has some great ideas and some great journals. So you might want to check her out. She is in the US, and yeah. See her cool and fun stuff, and yeah, drop her a line. She has neat stuff, so I love helping out other YouTubers as well and dropping information on them as well, because I think it's, you know, fair world where we can all spread the love and share our love for crafting. So don't like how competitive things can get, and I love just pointing out other cool YouTubers as well. So I hope other people do that for me. So that would be awesome. But anyways, so here we go. I'm only going to go up to this point because I don't want to seal up the fold, because I'm going to use this eventually for a pocket. So we'll let that just dry. And same with this. I'm going to cut around those edges. That's why I didn't go the whole distance on that one. Put that there. And then this one, I'm going to show you what colored paper would look like. So I have a whole batch of blue 8.5 by 11 paper that I will be using in a journal, and let's see what this looks like on here. I am going to be doing a bunch of journals for sale and having those in my Etsy shop as I make them, and I will be videotaping some of the processes on those. So you want to make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get all of my videos as they come available. Yes, this is so awesome. I just love the color. Love the grunge to it. And when it dries, the crinkle, because there's going to be crinkle because you're using some glue. So that's always nice too. Look how awesome that is. And the thing is, wish you could smell this. It smells so awesome. It smells absolutely delightful because I added cinnamon. Makes you feel like you could probably just eat it, which obviously don't because it's glue. But it's pretty cool, not gonna lie. So this gives you kind of an idea. You could use different colors. It still kind of keeps the blue in the background of the color, but it also seals it up. You could add more glue to make this a little bit runnier. You could add maybe a slight bit of water, which I probably will do a little bit. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of some options you can use, some techniques, and different ways that you can up your journal process and just make your journals a little bit different. So this is kind of one idea. I sure hope this was helpful. And I will be using these in a future journal coming up. I just love the look of it. So I am going to spritz this one with a little bit of water to see what that looks like. Okay, so I'll spritz that a little bit. Oh yeah. This gives it a little bit more movement. So you could always add a little bit of water to your glue and work from there. Thin it out a little bit. That's an idea. So I am going to try that and let's see what the next one looks like. All right, so we're using a little bit thicker than that blue paper piece of paper. I added a bunch of water in here. I'm gonna give it a little stir. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. See what it's like when we add some water. It's like a science experiment right now. So let's check this out. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a little bit easier. You could even add more water. Anyways, I'm using a really crappy paintbrush because I know it'll probably lose some bristles and whatnot, but I didn't want to use my expensive ones when I'm working with glue. So you could probably even use like a sponge brush, but there's a lot of different options. But I thought I'd try this one. I can always go in afterwards with my tweezers and pick out the bristles. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit more water. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like molasses. It's spreading on like that. It's just so nice. It does. It looks like you could eat it. Yeah, but don't. Again. Might want to have a big sign on top of your lid saying exactly what it is, glue, so somebody doesn't attempt to eat it, because it does smell really nice. It smells like food, which, I mean, it is, right? It's coffee and there's cinnamon in there, and I know with Jo, she even adds vanilla. I didn't add vanilla to mine, just for the smell, which I would imagine cinnamon and vanilla. Oh, can you imagine that smell? It'd be so nice. But I am just adding cinnamon for this. Vanilla is so expensive right now. All right, so that is my process for that. Look at that. Love it, love it, love it. This is gonna be so nice once it dries. All right, so we're just going to give this a few minutes, let it dry, and I will show you what the dried outcome is. So away we go. Hey everybody, so it is the next day, and I decided to tinker around and play with this and get a good consistency. And as you will see on this one, I used a really crappy brush, so there's lots of bristles in there. So you might want to, if it's a throwaway brush, unless you can clean it really well, you might want to use a sponge brush. This was what I did when I first did it, and it wasn't diluted very much. So you can see it's very chunky, very caramelized looking. So, and then this is the music note sheets, and that was kind of the same effect. I went in and I added a lot more water. I changed containers. Well, I made 2 containers because there's so much of it. See it? Look at that caramelized look. It's very caramely looking, but it's lighter. So I went in and, whoops, that one's leaking a little bit. I did this one, and this was after I added a lot more water. And look at that, it's so nice. Easy to bend, still has that crinkle, and it's a lot lighter. So I would really do that. A lot of it is just playing around and getting the right consistency and the right feel for you and the look that you want to get. So really that's the best thing to do. And again, this is all I used. This was the big thing was the Amazon Basics. I used the school glue, and I used a lot. This is a 32 fluid ounce bottle, and I used probably a little more than half of the bottle, almost 3/4. But I also have 2 big containers, 2 margarine containers, 907 gram full margarine containers full. So I used a little bit of cinnamon sugar. You wouldn't have to, but it gives it a nice color. It's a nice scent. This is just from the dollar store. This is imperative. You need just instant coffee or coffee grains. I use the instant coffee, and make sure you stir the crap out of it to make sure that it dilutes. And I got this from Dollar Tree as well. And then for color, you don't really have to add this because I find if you add enough of the coffee grains, but I do add this. I poured some in, just took the lid off of Tim Holtz's Distress Spray Stain, and I used Vintage Photo. You could maybe use walnut stain, but I think it might be too dark. So Vintage Photo is a good one. I don't know that I would use tea dye because it could go kind of orangey. So anyways, I'm going to play around with this some more and make some more creations, make some pages, and then in a future journal I'm going to make, I will be using the pages that I did, and I will show you that. I'll also just show you a little bit of the cinnamon sugar, if you can see that. So you can have a little bit of granules in there, or you can totally dilute it. But anyways, that was it for now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, and you could choose between all or certain different videos. But make sure you check that out. I want to thank you for your support in 2021. Here's to looking forward to an awesome 2022. And we're going to have fun playing and creating and making awesomeness. And I hope you're along for the ride. Take care.